भागवत महापुराण की, श्रील व्यास देव जी महाराज की, श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की, गुरु परंपरा की, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की, यू फॉर्चुनेट सोल की,
श्री गुरुमहाराज की।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति नैष्ठिकी। जय प्रभुपाद। श्रीमद् भागवतम Canto 5, Chapter 5, Verse 80. But first I read the summary of this whole chapter. Very important chapter. The ruler of the universe is giving transcendental instructions to his own son, setting the example how a qualified father, bona fide father, an intelligent father should instruct his children in a transcendental education. Transcendental education. Not this only material education, 3 hours this or that. They are ignorant fathers and ignorant children, and they become like cats and dogs. Okay, Hari Bol. You should have been there actually. Come here when there is any festival, okay? Otherwise serve there. All devotees will be coming here on 20th. At that time you come. I give you one more. Okay, I give you one more so that you don't sleep on the day. Take prasadam, light, full. Hari Bol. Give my blessings to all the devotees there. Hari Bol. So this is the summary of this wonderful chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. The name of the incarnation of the Lord is Rshabhadev Bhagwan ki, and how he is advising, instructing his own son in transcendental education, in transcendental knowledge, and made all of them sadhus. Made all of them sadhus. Not only devotees, pure devotees, friended souls. Yeah, but do before. When I start speaking, then no disturbance. Do quick. Should have done before the start. हाँ भाई, ऋषभदेव जी महाराज की हाँ. So Pitashri must be responsible person. Must be हाँ. Not just a lusty donkey. Not just again. हाँ, he has to do his duty. If not, then he is on the way to again hell. So irresponsible fathers or mothers should understand what future is waiting for them, who didn't instruct their children properly. And what is the how to instruct properly? To follow the Shastra. Always mentioned, everywhere mentioned, and Gurus repeat, Sadhus repeat again and again. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Bas. Three things. Follow these three. Repeat. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. ठीक है भाई सतीश? Good. Very nice. He agreed.
No choice.
In this chapter, there is a description of Bhagavatam. Because there are not many classes, so this evening, topmost philosophy or topmost dharma is being described. So raise your consciousness to the top, where you are completely pure devotee, completely detached from this material world and its possessions. Give up your bodily platform. Be on the soul. Understand who you are. Not this dead matter. Body is made of dead matter. You, the master of this dead matter, are activating it. Be on that platform of knowledge. You are not this body. You are the master of it. Body is simply your covering. Is your dhoti kurta, sari or something, jacket or sweater. That is your covering. Bhagavad Dharma, that is the topmost dharma. So few will be able to understand, who are still worldly people, materialistic people, addicted to sense objects, lusty desires and material desires. They won't be able to understand what is Bhagavatam. So that is topmost dharma. Occupational duty of the soul. So that description of Bhagavad Dharma, religious principles and devotional service, religious principles in that transcend religious principles for liberation. Many people think that achieving liberation is dharma. बस मुक्ति को प्राप्त कर लिया और यही धर्म है, मुक्ति को प्राप्त करना. नहीं. वास्तव में जब कोई मुक्त हो जाता है, धर्म तो वहां से आरंभ होता है. सोचो कितना पीछे हैं हम. long way to go. Shraddha Devi, very long way to go. Jankaraj, wake up. Clarion call. Jaspat Pavan, Gun Govind gayo nahi, Janma karat kin, Kaur Nanak har pajmana, Je vid jal ko mi. Je vid jal ko mi. जैसे मछली पानी से निकाली जाती है तो वह तड़प कर अपनी जान दे देती, वह पानी के बिना जीवित नहीं रह सकती. इसी प्रकार जब ये आत्मा मछली की तरह तड़पे कि मैं अब श्री हरि भगवान के बिना रह नहीं सकती हूँ, वह भगवत धर्म को समझ सकती है, दूसरी नहीं. और ठीक है मोनिया, की करे बेचारा, माया का आशीर्वाद रहता है ते हर वेले, और माया आज मेरे सामने बैठी है. जीव
जागो,
जीव
जागो,
जागो. इस ढंग से हरि याद करना है. यूं ही मछली जल से बाहर निकाली जाती है. As soon as the fish is taken out of water, immediately starts trying, where is water, where is my natural atmosphere? I am in foreign place. Give fish whatever you like. No, my dear fish, why are you crying? Why are you feeling so miserable? Why you are so much in pain? I have brought beautiful, new-made ornaments for you. Today I went to very good Sunar, goldsmith. See what beautiful necklace for you, made of pearls, diamonds, and so many other things brought for you. And also I brought from one Krishna temple prasad of Kanaya for you, halwa puri and sabji, beautiful rasgulla. Fish says, thank you very much. If you have any mercy for me, if you have any sympathy for me, put me back in my natural environment. Put me back in water. That is how we should be attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rati Devi. जीव
जागो,
जागो. मेरी ओर ध्यान रखो. अगर यहाँ आए हो तो बाहर एटम भी गिरे तो गिरने दो, आपको कुछ नहीं होगा, ये मैं गारंटी देता हूँ. लाभ उठा लो अगर आए हो तो. So ये जो immediate religious principles are we tell, that is the beginning. To make you qualified, civilized, cultured human being. No meat eating, no intoxication. Is that a teaching? Is that a dharma? That is just like a nursery class training. This is how it is written. And for 100 days continues writing. And teacher gives the pen and pencil and paper and catches hand and helps him. Okay, write this way, beta. This is what being taught here. Don't be butchers, don't be wild animals, don't become bloodthirsty wolves. Become human beings. Become
human beings.
Yet this is nursery class. Yet none of you knows what is religion, what are real principles. Just teaching basic principles. But today the class is on Bhagavatam, topmost. ये तो अभी beginning की बातें हैं. None of you is fit for even to get a primary certificate yet. Lazy people, shirker people, careless people, this is how they ruin their human life. Destroy by their own hands. They create self-destruction. Nobody else. They themselves do, and they are to be blamed. Nobody else. Slaves, Godas. They are called Godas. Religious principle and devotional service that transcend religious principle, that transcend, they cross over, leave behind. What principle? For liberation and the mitigation of material misery. They are not actually religious principles, but for you, yes, because you are the beginner. For you that is everything, for you that is dharma. Till you don't understand the lower aspects of dharma and practice, you can't understand the higher aspects of It is stated in this chapter that a human being should not work hard like dogs and hogs for sense gratification. The human life is especially meant for the revival of our relationship. Actually, our lost relationship. We are already related since creation, eternally related. But foolishly, we lost that relationship. And that we are here in this temporary material world. Though temporary, still full of misery. Day and night. No one is happy in this material world. Whether one is beggar, the poorest, or the richest, king or queen. Everyone in problem, miserable. So, human body, out of all these 8,400,000 different kinds of material bodies, this is the best. Even the demigods want this body, human body. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki, what wonderful gift given to Jiva souls. That unlimited reservoir, by the unlimited reservoir of mercy. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki, He Krishna,
Karuna Sindhu, Deenabandhu Jagatpate, Gopesha Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta Namastute.
जय। अगर उनकी दया चाहते हो तो दीन बनना सीखो, मैं बनना ना सीखो। गर्दन में एक रॉड तो पहले ही है, you want to put another rod. One may not bend तो जाएंगे। मंदिर में भी आते हैं, देखते हैं, झुकना नहीं, pride. Foolishly not knowing, you don't know, stupid man, whether will you be able to reach home. On the way, something can happen. Some another foolish drunkard may be coming from opposite side, and you are going from here. Crash, and Ganga Mai ki, both out of this body. Lost the opportunity. The human life is especially meant for the revival of our relationship, revival of our but actually lost relationship with the Supreme Lord. And to this end, all kinds of austerities and penances should be accepted. Should be accepted. One should, I can't do. The person who says can't do doesn't understand the value of a human body. Still an animal. But animal never says, I can't do. But sometimes animals prove wiser than so-called human beings. Elephant, the biggest body, giant body, and always covered by the mode of darkness, tamogun. But one day, one elephant was teaching so-called human beings. What he was teaching? How to receive the Supreme Personality of Godhead. An elephant was teaching to so-called human beings how to receive the Supreme Personality of Godhead. वे कथा इसी भागवतम में है। गजेंद्र I cannot get up early, I cannot do this, cannot do that. Don't worry. Mrityu Devi is coming. And the most punctual living entity is Mrityu Devi. Will come with her hammer and at right time. Won't be late even for a moment, for 1 second. She always counting breaths. She starts the company as soon as the Jiva soul enters the womb of the mother. Same time, Mrityu Devi enters and accompanies. Very good companion. Best companion is Mrityu Devi, never leaves anyone. As soon as you entered the womb, Mrityu Devi entered. And since that time, is with everyone. Waiting for that time. At right time, strikes. Okay, come. एक क्षण में बच्चू बना देती. रावण तेरा, हाँ, वो रावण और था. पकड़ा और ले चली. चला अब यमराज के दरबार में. All kinds of penances, austerities must be accepted. Must be accepted. Some devotees really very good and they like to serve physically. So there are 2-3 devotees. And especially because he is sitting in front of me and I am remembering this Vishnumurti. The other day we came from satsang. It was so late and 1:30 at night. The next day he was to go to morning as well. And still he was there in my room serving and said, it is 1:30. You should go. You have to go to work. I am not to do anything. I am there simply to order you all. Do this, do that. But I don't know anything. You have to do. You have got to take rest. Go. You have to go to work. And still he said, okay, Gurumaharaj, but give me 5 minutes. And I said, okay, I bless you, but you go. Made him to go. There should be such a surrendered devotee. Second. So there are 1, 2, 3 boys and 1, 2, 3 girls. Very good. Some madhyama and some by name. By name. By austere activities, one's heart can be cleansed of material contamination. That is why austerity is required. And the Lord Himself performs austerity in His every incarnation. And in Badrinath Dham, especially to set that example, how to perform austerities and penances, Himself and appeared just to perform penances, that's all. That is why Vaishnavas first prefer to have darshan of Badrinath. Satyuga worshipable deity is Badrinath. Lord Himself appeared as Nar Narayana. Nar and Narayana. Lord and devotee. And who was Narayan? Bhagavan Shri Krishna Himself, Jagannath Ji. And who was Nar? Arjun. Who was Nar? Arjun. So, Shri Hari Bhagavan Jagannath and Arjun Dev, they both performed austerities there. Badrikash. And set example for all of us. For austerities. And that is why their mantra is chanted before we start reading Bhagavatam class or any other. We glorify Lord Jagannath in his that form, Nar Narayan. We glorify actually Shri Krishna and Arjuna. Narayanam Namaskritya. Beginning is from Narayan, from Krishna. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiv Narottamam. जिनका रूप नर और नर उत्तम, कन्हैया himself and his devotee Nar Arjun Dev. श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की, अर्जुन देव जी महाराज की, devotee, topmost devotee. Until today they are performing austerities. In Satyuga that is the most worshipable deity. Badrinath ji. And who is worshipped in Kali Yuga? You all know. But it happens when there is examination, then in examination hall, Lord Jagannath. Lord Jagannath is specially worshipped in Kali. Lord Krishna in his form of Jagannath. And that is why he came, and he came by force. And he wanted to remove the veil. The Lord goes where his devotees want. They will die but won't leave the body. So surrendered souls who are ready to sacrifice themselves on the lotus feet of the Lord say, okay, my devotee, let what can happen, let that happen. I won't leave you. I won't leave you. That is Bhagavatam. The Lord says, okay, don't worry, I take your charge. I won't leave you. Let them do that. They are striking their heads against rocks and their heads will be broken. Ganga Mai ki, and I shall be there with you. Shri Jagannath Bhagwan ki, result of austerities. द्वापर में द्वारकानाथ जी हैं और त्रेता में श्री रामेश्वर जी। भूला नहीं, अब याद रखना। इसी का नाम ही सत्संग है जहां ईश्वर के बारे सीखने जाते हैं। By austere activities, one's heart can be cleansed of material contamination, and as a result, one can be situated on the spiritual platform. Spiritual platform. When you are there, only then you can have the darshan of Jagannath ji. नहीं तो पूछो, हाँ मैं गया था, मैंने वहां देखा। अरे बेवकूफ, देखेगा ही। Till you got your this material vision, material eyes, you can only see, but cannot have darshan. You never attended any satsang. You couldn't understand what means to see and what means to understand, what means to know, what means to have darshan. They are rare souls who get darshan. हाँ गया था, देखा था। ठीक है, मृत्यु देव बैठी है तेरे को देखने के लिए, देखते रहना तो। To attain this perfection, which perfection? When you are situated on spiritual platform. When you are situated on a
spiritual platform.
To attain this perfection, because there is not only one perfection, it starts and continues. There are 8 different kinds of perfections. To attain this perfection, one has to take shelter of a devotee. One has to take shelter of a devotee. And serve him. And serve him. Not just took initiation so that one can say and use the word, I am Guru Bala. Wherever you go, I am Guru Bala. Who is your Guru? I am Guru Bala. And never to come back to show his nasty face. They want to get him till they don't serve. And how to serve, that should learn before you take initiation. Before that. ये मूल है, रूट है, सेवा है कि मूल यहीं से चलता. Then, when you have learned this thing, you have taken the shelter of a devotee and you are serving him by pleasing him by your service, then you make a very humbly transcendental inquiries from him. At that time, then the door of liberation will be open. The door of liberation will be open. And so I repeat 1,000 times, I have repeated the words of the Shastras. Surrender and service, complete surrender and service to the Guru and the lotus feet of Lord Govinda is the key to the gates of the spiritual world. That is the key. Leaving the body, chanting Kanhaiya, go, put the key in, door will open. You won't have to put automatically. As you go to airport, they open. Who will open? Your service, your surrender, 100% surrender and service done to the pure devotee of the Lord and to his master, Lord Govinda. Automatically. You are going, door is open. Spiritual world is waiting for that fortunate jiva soul who is going back after conquering this material universe, material energy, by the mercy of the Lord. जगत जीत, वह जगत जीत कहलाता है, उसको जगत जीत कहते हैं. This is how the door of liberation are opened. Those who are materially attached to women and sense gratification gradually become entangled in material consciousness and suffer the miseries of, very good, repeated birth, old age, disease, and then Ganga Mai ki Jai. Repeat. Birth, old age, disease, and Ganga Mai ki Jai. Death. These are 4 problems: birth, old age, disease, and death, which can be solved only when you have got this human body, not in any other form of life. Only this. So this is the only opportunity. This is the only door through through which you can enter the spiritual world. Those who are engaged in the general welfare of all and who are not attached to children and family are called Mahatmas. Mahatmas. This is where I wanted to come. I want to tell who is Mahatma. Few days before, on the appearance day of our eternal mother, Srimati Radharani ki. Yeah. So I initiated few fortunate souls, and one of them was given the name Mahatma Das. What name was given? Mahatma Das. But he should understand who is Mahatma. What is Ram Sukh? And how service was performed by Hanuman. Where is Hanuman? Sri Lanka. Will he come back or stay there? Jai Ho Sri Lanka. Those who are engaged in sense gratification, who act piously or impiously, cannot understand the purpose of the soul. Because they are busy, whether they are pious or impious, they are busy in sense gratification. They can't understand the purpose of the soul. Therefore, they should approach a highly elevated devotee. What they should do? Highly elevated. Approach a highly elevated devotee. Self-realized soul, God-realized soul. At least who has got some, if not some spiritual achievements. Some spiritual achievements. Who is not Brahmdarshi, at least trying to become Brahmdarshi. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Guru Parampara ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Those who are engaged in sense gratification, who act piously or impiously, cannot understand the purpose of the soul. So they are not Mahatmas. Don't think he is vegetarian, doesn't take any wines, liquors or any drugs or anything, and no illicit sex, no gambling, no telling lies, no dirty pictures of male, female prostitutes, and no rubbish, and he is Mahatma. No, he is not yet a devotee. Yet trying to become a human being. First we have to make one a human being. To become a devotee, starts after that. When you completely understand what are human values. What are human values? जब तक ईर्खा द्वेष चलेगा, till there is envy, jealousy, राधे राधे भी कहते जाओ, नैना every time when pujaris come in, go out carrying moga, or they want the devas speak Radhe 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 Radhe, that's all. And devotees should understand what it means. intelligent devotees, automatically they should leave the way for the pujaris, coming and going pujaris. So those who are engaged in sense gratification, they are not Mahatmas. Who act piously or impiously cannot understand the purpose of the soul. They are not Mahatmas. I am pious, he is pious, this and that's why Mahatma. No. Yet he doesn't know anything about the soul. How can you say Mahatma? First attend satsang. Therefore, they should approach a highly elevated devotee and accept him as a spiritual master. Yes. Accept him as a spiritual master. Shri Haridas Prabhu ki. By his association, one will be able to understand the purpose of life. Guru Shakti, what is the purpose of life? Huh? 1,000 times I have repeated here in this and in your house. Very Chintamani. What is the purpose of life? Poetess? Show hands. Who knows? Very good. Shri Radhe.
Self-realization.
वो तो उसने बोला ही था. Not to be deaf. You are sitting in the hall, in front of your Guru. Be here very responsible. Yes, Parvati? No, rubbish.
That's good.
No, because irresponsible answer. Speculating, not hearing. 1,000 times told hear. Not the worldly. Reply, answer. Irresponsible. Carelessness. This is Prabhupada's phrase, Prabhupada's wording, scriptures wording, 1,000 times repeated. Guru Sevak.
I was going to say more like self-realization, not self-gratification.
What kind of memory you got? Okay. The purpose of human birth is self-realization, not sense gratification. Don't forget now. Otherwise I shall start beating. Repeat. The purpose of a human birth is self-realization, not sense gratification. This is the wording of Srila Prabhupada ji, pure devotee of the Lord's Sandal Soul, and repeated again and again in his books. And this is the same wording in Sanskrit of Srila Vyasadeva. The purpose of a human birth is self-realization, not sense gratification. And 1,000 times I have repeated. No, put this around your neck and ear. That is why you can't give reply. They are very stupid who don't hear properly. They start chanting. What are you You can't do two things. Because not complete attention, that is why. And others are carelessly. They are sitting here, show their body here, but mind is at home. And others, lusty donkeys on sea beach somewhere with girlfriend or boyfriend. So memory is there, how can you remember? That is why unable to become Mahatma. And what fortunate souls, there were no written scriptures. In Treta Yuga, in Sat Yuga, Treta and Dwapar, no written scriptures. Disciples used to hear once from the Guru and could memorize. That is why all this Vedic knowledge is called Shruti. Shruti means received by hearing. But seeing such a degraded situation in this most degraded age, Kali, very kindly Kanhaiya sent his incarnation, Lord Vyasadeva, to put into writing all this transcendental knowledge. Sanatan Gyan, into writing for we people who were to have human bodies in this age. For us, Lord Vyasadeva came. Lord himself came in his incarnation as Vyasadeva and put everything for writing so that we can benefit. But we are so ungrateful, so nonsense. We don't like to think. He himself came and did for us. At least we pick up and read, then can do something. But still we don't do. Oh lucky they were. Think about them who were just hearing once and they could remember. These things were not in writing there. In Satyug, Treta and Dwapar. So see how surrendered they were, how careful they were, how responsible they were, how nicely they used to hear. Just by hearing they were receiving in everything. And they were becoming God-realized souls and going back to Kanhaiya. Joining his eternal pastimes. Most fortunate souls. Not everyone. Where one desires to go, there are some who want to become God. They want to become a God. But actually what they become? Dogs. Mad dogs, rabid dogs. Those who are engaged in sense gratification, who act piously or impiously cannot understand the purpose of the soul. So many times repeated and still you can't repeat. Therefore they should approach a highly elevated devotee and accept him as a spiritual master. By his association one will be able to understand the purpose of life. Understand the purpose of life. So understand now and remember now. And everyone should give the reply when I ask again. I may ask you again before leaving for Bharat. Under the instructions of such a spiritual master, so take his instructions seriously. Under the instructions of such a spiritual master, one can attain devotional service. One can attain devotional service to the Lord. Detachment from the material things. This is how you can become detached. Under the instructions of such a spiritual master, one can attain devotional service. When you attain devotional service, what will be the gain? Detachment. Detachment from what? From material things and tolerance of material miseries and distress. One can then see all living entities equally. Then you become Samdarshi, being equipoised to everyone, seeing every living entity with equal vision. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, 18th verse. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavi hastani shuni che shopake cha pandata samdarshana. वह पंडित, वह ज्ञानी, वह समदर्शी है, वह तत्वज्ञानी है. Others are not jnani, they are ajnani. They are ajnani, not jnani. श्री हरि भगवान की. So learn this art. But how you will learn? By the blessings of Radharani, our eternal mother, by the mercy, by the blessings of our eternal father, Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki, Shri Radha Krishna Bhagwan ki. One can then see all living entities, what new 10, 20, 30, 40, and criticizing others, finding faults with others. No, everything finishes. One becomes Samdarshi. Only seeing so. Whether there is a cow or a qualified Brahman, Vedic Brahman, or an elephant, or a dog, a hog, or a dog eater. Samdarshi never makes any distinction. Sees all of them with equal meaning. Because he is not on bodily platform. He is not on material platform. So he is not seeing the material bodies. He is simply seeing what is inside within these different kinds of material bodies, material vehicles, different kinds of cars. Who is sitting inside? He sees that driver. He sees that driver. How his hand is working on the steering. How expertly he is using different gears. But don't use reverse gear. ये सब भागवत धर्म की बातें हैं. One can then see all living entities equally and one becomes very eager to know. Then becomes eager to know. One becomes very eager to know. Know what? Who is Mr. Bush? Eager to what? Now you can speculate. Not when I was asking that question. Eager to know. Yes, here you can say Supreme Lord. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, our Eternal Father, Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki Jai. One can then see all living entities equally and one becomes very eager to know about transcendental subject matters. Endeavoring persistently for the satisfaction of Krishna, one becomes detached from all family life or attachments with the society, home, village, town, city, district, province, country, nation, or the whole earth planet, and then whole universe. Whole universe is called Jagat, and you are to conquer this whole universe. And when you conquer this Jagat, then you call Jagat-Jeet. Then you are called Jagat-Jeet. And today you find Jagat-Jeet, many. First they eat dead bodies, then they can't digest. Midnight pain in the stomach. And what is the medicine? British brandy. And name is Jagat-Jeet. पर जो जगत-जीत है, ये है उसका सुंदर जीवन, समदृष्टि. He is not interested in wasting time.
Wasting time.
No time for gossip. So much to do. So there is no time to gossip. No time to do anything else. So much to do. There is no time. In Kali Yuga, everyone has got very short span of life. That is described in Bhagavatam, first canto. And on top of that, very little intelligence, misguided, no memory, mandas mandmateo, mand bhagya. Manda, very unfortunate. What is the result? Result is Upadruta means disturbed, always disturbed. Mind will be disturbed. Didn't make that problem. Never became eager to know the transcendental science. Subject, transcendental subject matter. And how you can achieve the transcendence? So intelligent people, they don't waste any time. He is not interested in wasting time. In this way, one becomes self-realized. That is why when spiritual life is concerned, there are no excuses. There are, yes, Pujari is hearing, no excuses. Excuses are only in the material world, in material dealings. In the spiritual dealings, spiritual life, no excuses, no doubts, no suspicions, no pretension. You can't pretend out of spiritual life. No pretensions work, no excuses work. They are only truth works. So when you are before a sadhu or guru or any standard soul, even if you are addicted to tell lies, don't speak lie there. Otherwise you are inviting very bad suffering. At least speak the truth there. Don't degrade yourself further. Don't invite severe punishment. It is not easy to approach a sadhu. Sadhu is like a burning fire. Protect yourself. Because he is not interested in wasting time. In this way, one becomes self-realized. A person advanced in spiritual knowledge does not engage anyone in material activity. Does not engage in a... But stupid people, sometimes they approach me and they want me. I bless them. I compromise with them. Stupid people, why have you come to me? Find somebody else. There are so many. Don't come to me. What will be the result? अंगूर खट्टे हैं, अंगूर खट्टे हैं। A person advanced in spiritual knowledge does not engage anyone in material activity. Then one is not sadhu, one is not guru. गुरु का काम है गर्दन से पकड़े और झुका दे कन्हैया के चरणों में। ओए इथे मार, इथे बोलो, हाँ। वो फिर मरोगे नहीं, जीवित हो जाओगे। क्या गुरु किसी को मारेगा? वो तुम्हें जीवन दान दे रहा है, तुम्हारे ईगो को खत्म कर रहा है, जो कन्हैया कह रहे हैं 3रे अध्याय में। यही शत्रुम दुरासदम, kill this your enemy, formidable enemy, worst enemy, Arjun. So repeat, मरो, ऐथे मरो, कन्हैया दे द्वारे ते मरो, मरो मरो। अगर मरोगे तो मैं जीवन दे दूंगा आप सबको। ऋषभदेव भगवान की, मैं ऋषभदेव की वाणी बोल रहा हूं, और वह अपने पुत्रों को जो शिक्षा दे रहे हैं, और मैं अपने पुत्रों को शिक्षा दे रहा हूं, पुत्रियों को शिक्षा दे रहा हूं, और जो मेरे पुत्र पुत्रियां नहीं हैं वो भी मेरे ही हैं, क्योंकि वह भी उसी मेरी माँ के बेटे हैं, उसी पिता के बेटे हैं। इसलिए जो बैठे हैं सभी को शिक्षा दे रहा हूं।
महाराज की
मेरे पास जो आता है कोई बेगाना नहीं आता, कोई दूसरा नहीं मेरे लिए। So understand and don't come with these expectations. This Shastra is speaking. A person advanced in spiritual knowledge does not engage anyone in a material activity. So don't come with such desire. Don't go to any sadhu. Don't approach any guru. Otherwise you will be disappointed. One who cannot deliver another person by instructing him in devotional service should not become a spiritual master. Who is speaking? Very good. See, few replies come. Very nice. वो जानकराज सुन रहे हैं, उस नैना नू किथे छड़िया है, या 50% ही नाल है नहीं तो 50% की करूं? Come with full mind, not with divided. कोई नेड़े नहीं है ब्रह्म का पाना, चुगा चाड़ मिट्टी है रलाना, छड़ भोग पदार्थ माना, संकट पाए के कर्मा वाले। राधा रानी की, महारानी की, राधा रानी महारानी की, राधा रानी महारानी बरसाने वाली की, कृष्ण कन्हैया की, बंसरी बजैया की, इस नैया के खवैया की। Put your hands on your heart. ये नहीं
Bye.